Please can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do here?
I'm Andy Salmon and I'm the priest in charge of Sacred Trinity Church.
I've been having a little look at the gravestones outside and I'm wondering, are burials still conducted here?
They're not, no. I think the graveyard at Sacred Trinity, because because it's a small church with a small graveyard in a very built-up area, the graveyard became full sometime in the first half of the 19th century, I think. So if you look at the gravestones around the church, most of them are from the 1700s, a few from the 1800s, but it kind of got full up.
Can you tell me anything else about the gravestones?
The gravestones, I think what's happened with the graveyard is that the gravestones were kind of getting a bit dangerous and leaning over, and they've been tidied up, so they've been put flat on the floor around the church so that people can still read them. People think that there are people underneath those gravestones, and there probably are, but not necessarily the person whose name is on the gravestone, if you know what I mean. That they've just been laid flat like that. We don't actually know who's buried where. We could have an interesting time if we started digging things up, because they weren't that good at keeping the records in the 18th century.
I have noticed that a lot of the gravestones are for children. Do you know why that is?
Yeah, I mean, it is an interesting bit of social history to read the gravestones, because you very quickly realise that a lot of people died very young. So yes, there are gravestones for children and relatively young adults, and that's just, in the 18th century, in this area, life was tough and people died young.
Are there any particular diseases that you're aware of?
Sacred Trinity Church was in the heart of a densely packed urban community, which was full of slums and overcrowding and disease. I've read a book called Victorian Salford, which kind of tells the story of some of the characters, really, and how they tackled. One of the issues is how they tackled disease by bringing in clean water and by bringing in toilets. And obviously people started to live longer when living conditions were improved.